I think it's good. Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be a bit pretentious, but it's a dream, right? So take me easy. Don't take me lightly. Don't be too heavy on me. But I have this sort of dream of creating a world Jewish IB network, a little bit like a UWC, right? So to create a network of a very strong academic IB schools that work together. And I'd like to give some ideas of what I'm thinking about, um, where I put like three maybe major goals or ideas in the focus: peoplehood, academic excellence, and leadership. We might want to add ideas or subtract ideas, but just put it here as a starting point for discussion. Um, I'll say a few words about our school. Um, we have our school is a branch of the Boyer High School that was founded in 1964. We exist today as a separate legal entity, and our buildings are in the Boyer campus, but they are separate. Our school functions in English. It's an IB diploma, but it starts in 10th grade. We have a pre-diploma program for 10th grade, and then a diploma program, 11th and 12th grade. We are almost 100 students today. We were founded in 2022, and our first graduating class was in 2025. So we're relatively new relative to all the schools here. Um, it was very important to us, or I would say the main motivation of the school was to be able to create an educational framework that would be relevant for Jewish youth abroad and Jewish youth in Israel. Something that would be applicable because of the high academic standards, the English. It could create a framework for real deep educational work together, whether it's students coming to our schools from abroad or whether it's these kinds of collaborations that we're doing today. So Jewish peoplehood is at the core of our school. We want to, of course, like all IB schools, and I think all IB diploma schools, combine that with academic excellence. I would say that most of the students that come to our school choose it with the knowledge that they're going to be challenged at a much higher level than the regular Bagrut. Global citizenship, we want our students to have a much wider um, understanding of issues, to see the complexities of the world. It's very tempting in Israel to be concentrating only on your own problems. And as you can appreciate today, we have many urgent problems on our mind. But for us, it's really important that they have a much wider outlook. And the democratic pluralist culture, we think that combining many forms of expression is very important for students. We believe in open-mindedness and critical thinking, and we do a lot in order to promote that. Our student body does not have too many students from abroad. We have two or three whose families are abroad and they are at our boarding school. I have to say that we have a boarding school. It's not mandatory, but about 30% of our students are not from Jerusalem and they stay in our boarding school. Um, the student population is native Israelis that are looking for these kinds of academic challenges, international outlook. Olim, mostly from FSU, from former Soviet Union, that came recently because of the war with Ukraine. They felt very uncomfortable in Russia, most of them, and came to Israel and were looking for high-level education and an easy transition. So the English was nice for them. We have foreign citizens that live in Jerusalem. I'll give you an example, the daughter of the ambassador of Fiji. But there are other foreign citizens that speak English that want to join our school. We have expats, Israelis that are returning. and are looking for an easy transition for their kids, and a few Jewish students from abroad. About 15% of our school are non-Jewish students. Those are the ones that are children of foreign citizens. We have collaborations with Jewish schools, with Magen David, and we'll talk about it in a minute. And with Evan Grirol in Madrid, we're doing a TOK project together. It's the second year, it's very cute. So we already started doing things together, but we would like to go for a much wider outlook. If you have any questions about the school before I move forward, let's do it now, and then we can go ahead.
All the exam of IB, they are presenting in English? It's just an English program?
No, we have, of course, we have Hebrew literature. And
Yeah,
next year
no,
we're
but
opening.
the other materials are.
Yeah, everything is in English. It's an English-speaking school.
Okay.
I also teach Spanish in English.
Yeah, okay, of course.
I would say that if you walk around our schools, you usually hear English, Hebrew, and Russian. Some Korean, a little bit of Korean, but that's most of what you'll hear in our school. During classes, we try to insist that even discussions between non-native speakers are in English, so they practice. But that is like the main, yeah, those are the main languages, but studies are in English. And that's why the pre-diploma program is so important, because students need to improve the proficiency before the IB.
Just one more question. They are not taking the Bagrut Israeli.
They can't. We try to combine. It's impossible.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions about the school? I'll just say that we had a major breakthrough 2 weeks ago. The mayor of Jerusalem visited us on February 10th. He stayed in the school for almost 2 hours. And after that, he said that the school has a strategic importance for Jerusalem, and he hopes to double the size of the school within the next 3 to 4 years. So that was a major breakthrough. We didn't have this kind of recognition right off the bat. I have to say that we are part of the Society for the Advancement of Education, which is an NGO that has 14 schools in Jerusalem of all kinds. So when you connect with us, you connect with other schools. We are deeply connected to the Boyer High School, the Israeli. We do our trips with them. We do a lot of ceremonies with them. So there's a lot of interaction with Israeli students in the high school Boyer itself.
Okay, so it's just IB school.
We are an IB diploma school, but we are connected to the Boyer Bagrut regular high school with 1,000 students.
Yeah, but which classes you have? Just you
I didn't say that. Sorry. I'll say what we teach. You're right. We have in group number 1, we have Hebrew literature, English literature, and Russian literature. In language B, we have English B, Spanish AB Initio, and next year we're starting Hebrew B. In social sciences, we change every year, but in DP2 we have philosophy, history, and anthropology, and in DP1 we have philosophy, history, and global politics. In the sciences, we do chemistry, physics, and biology. And in math, we have math AISL, math AASL, math AAHL, and we have art, visual arts. So those are the courses that we have at the moment.
And you have from which grade?
From 10th grade. In 10th grade, we teach a very wide curriculum and a very open curriculum, basically. So we teach a course about Israeli society. We teach a course in global issues. We teach a course in social science research. We have a lot of the idea is to prepare them for the IB. So they're doing a mini extended essay in 10th grade. They're studying sort of international mindedness. We're trying to develop all of the skills, the ATL skills. So that's the point of the pre-diploma. By the way, for collaboration, pre-diploma is the easiest route because it's a very flexible year from our point of view. students can go out. There's no stress on the curriculum, whereas in DP1 and DP2, we're already, against the clock on with the material of the IB, so it's much harder.
Thank you.
So this is the big vision. Again, it's not for now, but this is sort of a large-scale vision. It's to create a sort of a world Jewish network of IB schools that would do a lot of things together, right? Here are a few examples. Again, these are just examples. They're not, they're in a beginning of a dialogue. And I want to stress this, nothing has been done yet. There's no limitations or anything. We are open to do anything.
סליחה שאני עוצר אותך, אנחנו רואים שיקופית אחת רק, כן? של המצגת. לא רואים את כל המצגת.
Wait, it's not good.
Pardon.
So you didn't see my last one. I was
Okay.
talking and you didn't see. Okay. So now you see it?
כן.
Sorry. So the last one was nice. You missed it. So this is the big dream, right? One is curriculum integration. I think that IB is a very open program. Not in the terms of the skills, but in terms of content. And I think we have many opportunities to integrate content related to Jewish heritage, to Israel, to other things, Jewish history, into IB subjects. And that is something that I think a group of IB Jewish schools could seriously undertake and deal with. For example, I can imagine that the visual arts curriculum has some kind of project around Israeli art or early Zionist art or whatever. I'm just throwing an idea. Or Jewish art in general and how Jews are portrayed by Jews or how they are portrayed from the outside or whatever. I'm just throwing because I'm not an art teacher, right? But I'm saying that in many, many subjects, the content could be integrated. So that could be one thing that these schools could do. Another is to create joint study programs, like we're doing with Evan Virol or with Magen David, and I'll explain, but to create a TOK project, for example, for the exhibition, where we do something together, and then we choose a subject that's connected somehow. So that's something we're already doing, but we could do it in many areas. We can do it in history, we could do it in philosophy, we could do it in art or whatever, okay? Or for example, in language exchanges, right? Joint summer camp, that's a more ambitious initiative, but if we are doing things together, meaningful things together, it could be like a peak of educational activity where we come together, let's say, in the US or in Mexico or in Israel, and do a joint summer camp of learning and talking and creating projects together for the next year. So that's something that this kind of network could undertake. Teacher development, I think we can learn from each other. I'm sure that we as a young school can learn a lot from the veteran schools and vice versa. So there's a lot of teacher development that could be done together. Student exchange, that's something we really want because Israel feels a bit suffocating these last few years. And for our students to have an experience abroad is very difficult these days because of limitations of security and all that, you probably heard. So student exchange programs could be fantastic. They open the world for everyone. Our students don't know nothing about Jewish communities abroad unless they came from one. And I think it's an amazing opportunity. A Tikkun Olam program, that's an idea that Ari put in on the table, that maybe we can do something together in a third country, a developing country, one of our countries each year, but to do something that is a service learning experience together that could be the CAS project of many students, by the way. So another direction. I would say that if we get major support from some kind of foundation or organization, we can create a scholarship program for students that would then sort of travel between schools, a bit like UWC. And that would create a lot of prestige to our schools, I think. That to get accepted to the scholarship program and be part of this network would be something very prestigious. So that's like the giant vision. I want to go back to very small steps that we can take right now and then to open it for discussion. And I'm sorry you didn't see the first slide, but this. So two really small initiatives that I was thinking about. One is an initiative we've already started with Magen David, with Magali, and that is an extended essay competition on essays connecting to global Jewish civilization. And the idea here is to create an extended essay on Jewish life, history, culture, through the lens of one of the subjects. So let's say I'm writing in economics, right? So I can write about, I don't know, the influences of economy on, I don't know, I have no idea what to say, okay? But thinking about those things, the moment you write about this thing, you enter a competition of essays, and the finalists come to a symposium hosted by NYU in Tel Aviv. So NYU gives you the sort of clout or prestige. The winners, of course, get like a certificate from NYU that they're the winners of the competition. And I want to say, we would love schools to join this project this year already. If you have DP1 students that can transition into writing or are writing about things connected to Jewish civilization, we would love to have them join the competition and come to Tel Aviv next winter. The finals will be probably in December at around Hanukkah, but we don't have a final date yet because NYU asked us to see if we could do it on a different date than we offered. We offered in Hanukkah, but they wanted something a little different. But it will be in the winter, in Israel winter, or if you want to call it winter, of next year. So there's still at least 6 months to write the essay, to have it taken to a referee to see if it made the finals, and then to come to Israel for the finals. The second initiative that I thought about that could be really easy is to renew the AB Initio in Hebrew. Because we are a network of schools, of IB Jewish schools, we can come to IB and say, listen, Hebrew B is very advanced Hebrew, and not all of our students can actually take Hebrew B. And that means that many of our students don't take Hebrew as a subject of the IB, and we lose a lot of students. If we come together and say, listen, if you open it up, we'll probably have, I don't know, 100 students, 90 students every year. I think that it might justify for IB to open the Hebrew AB Initio. For us, specifically as a school, it's super important because most of our Olim do not speak Hebrew at the level of Hebrew B, and they don't have Hebrew AB Initio, so they take Ulpan in the late hours, and it just is too much for them to study in English, take Ulpan that is not considered for IB. It wears them down, and it's mandatory, the Ulpan, in our school until you reach level Gimel. So it's a big problem for us, and we're looking for partners to appeal to IB to do this.
There is a problem with AB Initio because our students, even they are not speaking fluently Hebrew, they are starting the study of Hebrew from kindergarten or primary, and they are not falling a part of the IB Initio. So you have to apply for something similar, because they have some criteria that we are not going to get. So we have to think together. I will be happy to do it, but I think that we have to think deep inside how we can apply to IB to have our student doing the IB initiative.
I
The
understand.
AB initiative.
So you're saying the difficulty is that they have background in Hebrew, even if it's very little, and you're not allowed to enter
Yeah.
an issue with any background. Although many schools
We
around the
checked
world,
it. We checked it, and it's because of that. But maybe they can change the rule.
I think it's a very valid point. I don't know how to reach IB. I can see if we are in a different region. That's a problem. I have a different regional director, but it's certainly a discussion that I would love to have. So if you know who we should speak to in IB, maybe we can initiate that.
Yeah, I will check it with we have the evaluation this year. I can check it again. But when I was in another school and we checked it, it's because of the background that they have. And it's like they are not clean of Hebrew. So I will help to find out.
Okay. I'm opening everything for discussion, the big plan and the small plan. First of all, about the extended essay, if anyone has a question, if anyone thinks it's feasible to join, send students. It's a bit late in the year already because they probably chose their research questions and have started, but maybe some students would be considering it. We'd love to have students from other schools, not just from our two schools. That's what we're trying to say. We think it would create a much better community and fun for the students to meet more students.
Any other
May I say
questions?
something, Shaka?
Yeah.
It has been an amazing experience for us working with students with this idea. Not all of them will participate. We have a very good number of students. And of course, along the way, they will drop maybe the decision. But the majority of them are quite interested because they love to have connections with other students around the world. And that's something that really make them very motivated in order to get into this project. It's the first year, so I of course we open the possibility to you, so you can participate too. The only thing it should be in English. Nevertheless, our students are not very high in English. They are doing their best, and it has been quite an experience to see how students really get into the knowledge of a language through the extended essay. So hopefully, some of your students could be part of this project, and more that it's the first experience. And maybe later on we can talk about a symposium or a talk with students around the world. So I think it would be a wonderful opportunity to start a project together.
I believe that small steps that create trust in the collaboration are the basis to then grow and go to the more, I would say, extended vision. We've been working with Magen David just on this small project, and we already know each other very well. We've already met in Israel. We wanted to come in April for Yom HaAtzmaut, but Misrad HaChinuch won't let us go to Mexico. I heard there was some violence yesterday even, so sorry to hear. I'm sure that Israel is not the first location right now security-wise. So we have to work very small projects that create a connection. And then from this connection and this collaboration, you build trust, and then we can expand. Any of the ideas that we put forward sound like something that maybe in the future you'd like to think about? Is it in the air too much? I don't know. Just to hear some opinions.
I was looking for something in a different direction. We were looking for students to speak in Hebrew with our students here, because they have the opportunity to talk in English to almost everyone. So if it's possible to think about a meeting online with the students, it would be very interesting for us, but in Hebrew. So I think maybe it's not the same that you are looking for, because you are looking ab initio Hebrew and we're looking for the Hebrew B. But maybe we can find each other in the tower of this.
Yeah, I want to
And
say we
internal
have many
assessment.
students. Yeah, sorry, you go.
No, it's okay. And the internal assessment, the extended essay, it's very interesting to write in English about Jewish themes. I think it's a very good idea. I'm taking this here. I'm going to ask if it's a possibility for us. I think it's great. It's great, and kol hakavod about this.
I want to say that about 50% of our students are native Hebrew speakers. So of course we can do this kind of dialogue in Hebrew. And I'm sure our students are really, I see when we give them opportunities to talk, they're very, very happy to do so. We can even do it through the platform of Enter. Do you know Enter? It's a platform for a dialogue between schools, and it gives you.
We are going to start the Enter, at least 2 schools from this present people. And I hope that some more will join us. I presented to the principal, and we are waiting for some more schools, but we have now 2 schools and one already in process, that it's Yavne School from Mexico. So we are going to join. Maybe we can do it with you. I'm in contact with Shir Ben David.
So I'll just say that Enter is a platform to organize these dialogues through them, and then you get your students that participate in the dialogue get some kind of a bonus. They get funding for a trip to Israel.
Let's talk about this after. It seems to be a good idea.
Yes, could be a fantastic idea. Yeah, to share and to practice the language. Fantastic. I consider that here maybe we could improve our training or maybe practices with a real experience. Yeah, they did travel to Israel, but I love this idea.
Maybe in the future we can do a language immersion exchange where our students that study Spanish come for 2 weeks in a Spanish-speaking country, and you come for 2 weeks, and we host each other. So there's like family immersion without a need for a language school, because there are these language schools that take a lot of money for language immersion, and I think we can do it homemade. I mean, we don't need an intermediary in that respect. So that could be another option when security allows it, of course.
Yes, of course. If you allow me, we could get in contact with a Hebrew teacher, and maybe we could build together the idea for the rest of the schools. Thank you.
I'd like to ask, how old are your students in the pre-diploma program? Because our school goes up to 11th grade, while I understand most of your schools go up to 12th grade. So our students in the pre-diploma are 15, barely 16 years old.
That's our age. It's the same age. 15, 16 is 10th grade. Yes. They are 15 going on 16 in 10th grade.
אוקיי, right, לילי?
אנחנו וקוסטה ריקה מסיימים בכיתה י"א. זאת אומרת, הילדים שלנו נבחנים בבגרות בינלאומית בכיתה י' וי"א שלכם.
No
estoy explicando el nivel de nosotros como 11 10 y 11. הם קטנים בשנה.
But what she said is pre-diploma is 15. Our pre-diploma is also 15. So even if it's called 9th grade in Costa Rica or Peru, it's a very similar age to our 10th grade.
That's wonderful, because you mentioned that your pre-diploma is like the best year for collaboration, and it's ours as well, because once they are in the diploma, they don't want to travel anywhere. So that's a nice opportunity. I think that, well, congratulations and thank you for everything that you have, suggested. In the first meeting that we had, I think we were all very interested in sharing the curriculum integration. And I think that like one of the first steps that we can start taking is opening a resource bank where teachers can share, successful units where they have integrated in the different subject groups, right? Examples of the integration of Jewish values and with the content, with the different areas, and I think that's a nice warm-up for everybody, right?
That's an amazing idea, because I know that our history teacher created a unit in modern democracies on Israel. And I think he'd love to share it. And he'd love to get feedback, of course. So those kinds of units, if you have in other subjects, it would be really interesting for us. I think that also in philosophy, we've done some Jewish philosophy and comparative philosophies, like Jewish philosophy compared to Christian and like worldviews, but I'm not sure. So, but if we can create a resource center, that would be amazing. Okay.
Do you think you could share with us the presentation?
Of course, I'll send it on WhatsApp to Lily. Am I in the group? I don't remember, Lily. Am I part of the group? Okay, so I'll send it to you. So send it out. Maybe you can put Ari, maybe you can put Ari in the group if you're speaking in Spanish, so he can be part of the discussion. Ari,
we don't have yet a group just of this.
you don't have, okay.
No.
We should have
using a larger group, no?
It's up to you. I would love to have an.
No, we will create. I think that it's very important that we will have one, and we can put you, and we will do it in Hebrew, English, in Spanglish, and in Hebrew.
I'll give you an example. We know that next year physics exam falls on Pesach, on Passover, in the Northern Hemisphere. And it means that as Jewish schools, we have to come together and say, we can't do this. So that would have been something on WhatsApp that we write, hey, look, we have a problem. And find a way together to solve it. So these kinds of small things we can do on the WhatsApp group for sure.
Just a word. On the first days of March, I will be in Mexico also, so I will go to Maguen David and also to Atid to say hi. I would love to see you there. And related to the project, the Tikkun Olam project, I know we started talking with Costa Rica to start working on that. For us, para nosotros ya empieza el proyecto. Tenemos muchísimas ganas de llevarlo adelante, que puede ser incluso dentro de algunos de los países de Latinoamérica, porque sabemos las realidades que viven diversas poblaciones. Parte de nuestro anima amin, de nuestras creencias, es realmente poder ayudar y llevar, bueno, mejorar un poquito el mundo a través de la educación. Así que más que invitados a sumarse a este proyecto, para nosotros ya les digo, empezamos. Ahora estamos buscando fondos de aquí para allá, pero ya es algo que lo tenemos en mente, estamos construyendo la parte logística, así sale de la mejor manera posible.
Yo quería comentar algo, si me permiten, en español, respecto a la iniciativa de hebreo ab inicio. Me imagino que en la mayoría de colegios judíos se enseña hebreo, entonces es una opción que, al menos en nuestro colegio, como comentó la Marayal hace un momento, no es viable. De repente en sus instituciones sucede lo mismo. Considerando hebreo B, ¿no? Como el grupo de adquisición de lenguas. Hace unos años el hebreo B se vio amenazado, digamos, por el IB porque había poco alumnado, ¿no? Entonces, de repente podría fortalecerse la enseñanza del hebreo en diploma, ¿no? Como lengua B, para de alguna manera poder garantizar, ¿no? Que continúe esta herencia del lenguaje vinculada a la cultura, ¿no? Creo que sería de repente una iniciativa que podría darse, tal vez no con hebreo ab inicio, pero sí con hebreo
Me
B.
me encantaría, es súper idea, porque es verdad, tenés razón, casi que no hubo.
Sí, hay pocos
Sí.
alumnos que hacen hebreo. There is very small groups that are doing Hebrew B. And it's like a threat that it will disappear. And we are doing all our best. Most of our students, by the way, when they are starting the Hebrew, they are in a level of AB initio. And we are doing like a little bit magic to have them, because even though we are teaching Hebrew, it's not in the level that when you are reading the criteria that we are on that. We are more AB initio, so maybe we can find some way to help each other. That the Hebrew will still be in the list of IB exam.
Yes, I'll tell you that my Hebrew teachers looked at the Hebrew B and they said it's level Dalet. It's the end of level Gimel, beginning of level Dalet, and they said it's very high level.
It's very tough, really. It's very tough, because the criteria for AB initial, it's like they will have 0 to 2 years of experience with Hebrew. So our students are not falling in these criteria. Maybe they can help us, because as a teacher of Hebrew IB, it's not an easy way to do it.
Okay.
But we can check it. I think that we can do it. And as Simon said, we have to have more schools that they are doing Hebrew. It's part
If
of
you
our
need help, if
heritage.
you have Israelis that need help with Hebrew literature, we can help out. Okay, we have
We
Hebrew.
don't have literature, it's just language.
No, I'm saying
We
that
are using literature because they have to express, but it's not what was before language and literature, it's just language. But we will find a solution.
Okay, Yalla, let's work on it.
Yeah, we will. And I will be happy to hear about Tikkun Olam project, because it's something that we can do. And most of our CAS, creativity, action, and service are appointed for those things of Tikkun Olam that we are doing in the community in Lima, not just the Jewish community. So it's aimed to your goals, to help the society, not just the Jewish society, about the third world community. So we will be happy to share ideas with you and to be part of it.
Of course, it's a dream that we want to make it real, so yes.
Yeah, if we can do it, I mean, it will be amazing.
Yeah. We can put it in cash, and we can put it as well in the personal project that we have an MYP, because we have all the continuum as well. So there is a lot of things that we can do together.
Amazing.
I'll say that we are planning to open a 9th grade, not the next year, but the year after. So we will also have 9th and 10th grade, so it will be much easier again in terms of
Excellent.
pressure on collaboration, much easier. And we can always bring Boyer School into the picture if you need more students, more Israeli students, because we work together with them. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here in those areas.
It's okay. Yeah.
Amazing.
יופי, חבר'ה, אז אני עכשיו בעברית, אתם דיברתם ספרדית.
נכון.
תודה
הדור
רבה.
שלנו.
Dice que
Toda
hasta ahora
raba.
nosotros estamos hablando en español. Dice que muchísimas gracias. סליחה.
ולילה טוב מישראל, שנקווה שיהיה פה שקט בשבועיים הקרובים לפחות.
כן,
אוקיי.
אנחנו מאחלים לכם שקט. תודה
כן.
רבה, ותודה רבה ללילי ולקבוצה שלנו בקדמה, ונמשיך להיות בקשר.
ממש תודה, ממש תודה.
תודה לכם.
בסדר?
Están todos agradeciendo y diciendo que esperemos que en los próximos días haya tranquilidad, más que en los próximos como 15 días en Israel y en el mundo. entonces, תודה רבה שחר, תודה רבה ארי, ולכל מי שבא, אז גם תודה.
ביי ביי.